I'm going to show you how to improve your high notes in 10 minutes a day, maybe 5 minutes a day, if you actually get this concept and you actually do what I'm about to show you how to do. I'm Mike Goodrich, creator of The Inner Singer and the author of Fearless Singing, a book you can get for free, and I'll tell you how in a little while. But anyway, let's get on to what you're going to be doing and why you might be having trouble with your high notes anyway. Here is the classic problem that people have with their high notes, right? Number one, they can't get them at all because they're approaching it with so much weight. By the time they get up to where the high note should be, they hit a brick wall. They just can't get to it, right? Number two, for men or women, men oftentimes have to default to falsetto. Women have to default to head voice because you can't sing a strong belt up in that area, right? I have another video on that, so don't worry about that. But anyway, this is about what you can do if that's the case. And I got to tell you, for 33 years of doing this, or more, actually, the main reason people are not able to get up into their high notes and sing their high notes is, yes, high notes are elusive to them, but the first thing is they can't get through the passage to the high note. So the place that goes from your low notes to your high notes is roadblocked, right? And that's your mix. That's your first bridge area. I call the first bridge, for men and women, the one thing that when you master it, it opens up the door to almost everything, really. That's the one bridge to master because it opens up the door to the second bridge, which is where your extreme high notes are. But the first bridge is still opening the door to high notes. They're just not the extreme high notes. So let's talk about the high notes the first bridge opens the door to, and the high notes that the second bridge opens the door to as well. Now, just so you understand, for men, your first bridge is going to be around this E flat, E4, F4. By the time you get to G4, you're across the bridge. Your second bridge is going to be about A, B flat, 4. By the time you get to B natural, you're across the bridge. For women, your first bridge is going to be somewhere between this G and B flat, G4, B flat, 4. Right? By the time you get to B natural and C, you're across the bridge. And your second bridge is going to be up around E flat, E, 5. By the time you get up to F sharp, G, you're across the bridge, right? And then you have bridges about every fourth augmented fourth as you go up. But let's not think about those. They're not really the subject of this video. Subject of this video is what can you do for 10 minutes a day that's going to really, really help your voice. Well, the first thing we have to do is basically honor the principle that I teach in a video I'm going to tell you how to get in a little while. But I'm going to give you a little of it right now so you can kind of get the clue and get started with this stuff. The first thing you have to do is figure out a way to get up into your higher register that isn't pulled or pushed up chest voice, right? Now, for men, this really doesn't matter if it's falsetto or not, seriously. And for women, it's totally fine if it's head voice because we just want to find life after chest voice, right? We got to get our chest voice as we're going up the scale to let go and go to something, right, that isn't just pulled chest. Stay with me on this. It's really, really important. Even though this is a video about what you can do for a very short period of time every day to build this in, you got to get this part, right? So stick with me on this. Don't be in a big hurry. Don't be clicking off. Don't, this guy's boring. You got to get this stuff, okay? You have to know this. So you've got to find something that your chest voice can go to. And like I say, it can be falsetto, it can be head voice, doesn't matter. Head voice for women, falsetto for men, I don't care. So you've got to feel that release. So if you're a man and you're pulling too much weight and you're going, ah, and you think, okay, I just can't get any higher than that, but I can do this, ah, ah, ah. You say, okay, ah, ah. You say, okay, that's all I can do. Or, ooh, I can do that. Ooh, I can get into something that isn't this. Then what I'm going to have you do for 5-10 minutes a day, if this is you, is your prettiest with emotion falsetto. why am I having you do this? Because 9 times out of 10, when a man sings what he thinks is falsetto and adds emotion to it, makes it pretty and sings with feeling, it becomes much more head voice than falsetto. Now, what's the difference? Falsetto is false little tone. The chords are open, you're blowing air, you got this going on. Ooh, not much going to happen there. You know, that's really like going to the gym and lifting no weight. So, but why am I conflicting? There's a word, contradicting myself? No, because even if that's all you can do, you've got to give your brain and your voice the idea that you can do something up there that isn't that, right? So, but once you establish that you can say, ooh, ooh, you know, can you do a beautiful ooh vowel with emotion? Can you, instead of going ooh, which means nothing, can you go ooh, ooh? And even better, can you get vibrato going? Ooh, ooh. Now you hear, so I'm still more falsetto than head voice. But if I start doing this with emotion on, let's say, a song that I put up a little bit too high for me to sing in my chest, and I'm just going to sing easily in this falsetto sound with emotion, maintaining relaxation, right? So I'm up here. I'll just give myself a scale for now so you can see it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And falsetto is hard to do. So if I say new, 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 new. Now I'm going to fast forward and show you as you don't blow air, because the key, you're not going for volume here. You're going for purity of tone. So what you're looking for is to get from no, no to no, 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 no. Ooh, it's not falsetto anymore. Now, the reason I'm showing falsetto is because some of you guys might be in falsetto and you might have to start there like I did. But a bunch of you guys aren't going to have to start there. I'm going to say, do your prettiest falsetto, and you're going to go right into head voice. Now, you may not have as much chord closure as I do yet, but you're going to notice a distinct difference between what I'm doing no, and what you're doing no, 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 no. See, now I did a light chord closure on that, right? If I had more chord closure, you'd hear less through the sound. See, that's head voice, right? Now, I'm building something in that I can go to from my chest. I know it's not a big, huge sound. We don't care about that. What we need to do is what I call my THF system. We need to thin it out, hook it up, and then fill it in, right? So I'm going to show you how to get my video here. And the link's in the description anyway, the THF video. You're going to want that for much more detail on how to do this. But as a guy, do that. As a woman, do your head voice. Just go from your chest voice into your head voice. If you guys are all the singers like I was, where you're just hitting a wall and you just can't get any higher, or you manage to get higher, but it's just pushed and strained and it just feels terrible and doesn't sound good, then you've got to go the other direction. You've got to get into a much, much lighter coordination. Watch my video on how the vocal cords work. Much lighter coordination so that you can tell your brain, oh, there is a sound that I can make that isn't associated with that, right? So that even if you're going, at least I know, well, I went somewhere that wasn't this. So if I'm up here, even if I don't have much chord closure, I can get chord closure. I can do exercises that help me build that. You know, what if I use a G? Go, 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 go. Ooh, that kind of hooked up. I mean, I'm really doing this on purpose. I mean, I can actually sing these notes. I better prove that, right? So what you're looking for finally is go, 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 go. That's going more into head voice. Now, if I go into more of a stronger mix, go, 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 go. But that's not going to happen probably right away, because if you start stepping on the gas, you're going to pull up too much weight again. But the main thing is you've got to get, in principle, from chest voice to something that's a lighter coordination. And if it's falsetto or head voice, that's falsetto for men, head voice for women, totally, totally cool. From there, you can build it. I worked with many, 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 many women that have kind of snuck in through their head voice and developed killer mixes. But they had to get the release first in their head voice. And men, amazing high notes, but had to get the release first in their falsetto. And then their falsetto finally became more of a head voice. They went from this kind of a ooh to then being able to like pour it on, right? So don't be discouraged. Play around with this 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. If you want more information on it, get my THF video, which is going to be way more than I can explain in this video here. I wanted to give you conceptually, there is something that you can do for 5-10 minutes a day in a disciplined way that doesn't put much weight on the voice at all, but develops a coordination, develops a mindset, gives the brain and the voice the idea, my gosh, I can do something other than this, even if it's not performance level. Give yourself a few minutes to get performance level, right? You're not going to be stepping on the stage of the Hollywood Bowl after doing this for 10 minutes for a week. But so give yourself some time. This isn't like a get-rich-quick thing. This is a do this, be disciplined about it, and it will work. Just figure that you're going to the gym. You've got some muscles that are not as strong as they need to be, so you have to lift light weights with good form. But if you have a personal trainer and you're using really good form with light weights, it's not going to be long till they add a little weight and they add a little more and they add a little more. So it's not going to be long until your becomes you know what I mean? Now, again, not going to happen overnight. It might, but it didn't with me. But anyway, here's what you do. And for women, do the same thing. Use your head voice. Somewhere around this, maybe C, C5, or even a little higher, and work it down. Bring the head voice down. And then see if you can blend the head voice down into the chest voice. That quick edit was because I coughed. See if you can blend the head voice back down into the chest voice. Men do the same thing. See if you can blend the falsetto or your head voice down into your chest voice. Doesn't matter if you can. Doesn't matter if it goes, ooh. Doesn't matter at all. You're exercising it. You're being non-judgmental with yourself and very patient with yourself, and you're beginning to work this out. You're introducing the idea to your brain and your voice that I can sing something that isn't strained, even if it's not perfect, even if I don't have much chord closure. I can build chord closure. This is how I developed my high notes. I knew if I could get a tiny bit of chord closure up there, all I needed was a little. All I needed was something to hang on to, something to build. And I used to rehearse. When I had roommates, I would rehearse this at 1 o'clock in the morning and nobody would hear me. It was that soft. It's the only sound that I could get that would go up into my high notes that wasn't pulled. And I finally got this sound that was about that soft. You can do it on a hum. You can do it on what I call the squeaky door. Which is a little bit like a hum. It's more the edge of the chords coming together. So you can do it on a number of things, but the main thing is you don't want to be feeling a whole bunch of tension like you're pushing the house up, right? You want to get into a release where things are easy and you can work down. Then what happens is you start getting some chord closure up there. Things start holding for men or women. Then that top begins to influence the bottom. If I'm up here on a B flat, right? That is now influencing my mix. And I'm not having to push up to get my mix, right? Now the scales have completely shifted. Instead of really, really heavy chest voice and trying to push that up and not getting anywhere, now I've reworked the balance of the voice. So the bottom has been influenced by the top. And like I say, check out my video on vocal cords. And you'll notice that then, all of a sudden, these notes that used to be difficult are easy. And even my chest voice has changed. Even I sing my chest voice now in my first bridge in a way that's going to allow me to get out of it and up into the high notes. Versus before where I used to just, not be able to do it. I have just as much volume and strength, but now I sing in a way that gets me to be able to actually go up into my high notes. So anyway, download the video. The video comes as a bonus with my free book, which is called Fearless Singing. Download that, the video from my THF system to build your great high notes like we're talking about now, and fix your break if you have one, comes as a bonus with that book. So grab the book, you'll get the video, go through this stuff, 5-10 minutes a day with this stuff once you understand it and you really, really do it with no judgment. Don't rush it. Just be really willing. The key is emotion. For women and men, if you're singing falsetto or head voice, a lot of emotion, not volume, emotion. You're going for purity of tone, not volume. I can't emphasize that enough. Purity of tone, not volume. Emotion, just like this, put a little cry in it, a little cry, no. Okay? That will start giving you more chord closure up there, turn much more into a mix. Then you'll start working that down, taking the pressure off the bottom voice, and that scale will start to tip, right? Give it a little time. But this is something that you can do diligently for 5-10 minutes a day. Have fun with it, play with it, and there you go. Grab the book, Fearless Singing. You're going to love it. It tells you all kinds of amazing things that are required for great singing from a mindset, performance, and technique standpoint. And get this video. Implement it. Do it. I'll see you soon. Like, subscribe. You want to see more of this. And there you go. Bye-bye.